Hey, good evening and welcome. Well, I've got my extreme sport is all lined up now for a video, and that is of course doing the groceries. And it's different today because I'm employing what must be the Philippine expat way of shopping. Because if I see something that, because of shopping over the last few years, I know that if you see something that you like, you really need to buy two or three. Now, this is completely against the Filipino way of doing things. It's the Costco way of doing things, isn't it? That you buy things in bulk. I haven't bought things in bulk actually, but I have bought things which are upper for what I would normally spend. In other words, I saw this says organic honey. Now, my friend Michael, my fellow Mancunian, won't let me believe that this is actually organic honey. This is, for this size, it's actually cheaper than the ones that I've been buying, which have been up. See, this has actually come out at, let me see, it's come out about, well, I usually put a ring around these so that I can see them easily, but let me see, honey. So it actually was 150. Now, when I used to buy this size and it just said pure honey, then it would be 133. Then it went up to 137. Then they don't have it there for quite a few weeks, forcing me to buy more expensive honey, which actually I didn't enjoy as much. This I like. It flows fairly free from the refrigerator, which I know it's best that you don't keep the honey in the refrigerator. But if you're saying that and you haven't yet been to the Philippines, you won't understand what I say. The ants the little tiny ants, hardly a speck on the paper, like a period, a full stop on the paper. That's how tiny they are, and they will get everywhere. So what I did for a while, I actually, as soon as I used this and took some honey, I actually washed it under the faucet in the kitchen and dried it and made sure that it was very clean so the ants would not pick up the scent. It worked to an extent, but I eventually ended up putting it back in the fridge. But this, of course, I won't have to put this in the fridge until I actually open it. So all of that chat just to tell you that what I did was I bought two. Now, two of this size came to around just over 300 pesos, and I've had to pay, when this wasn't there in this bottle and this company, I had to pay double and sometimes 3 times the amount that I paid there. So I saw this was in again, and I picked up 2 bottles. So the big things are normally the meat, and of course I didn't want to spend too much time there because I went late, so I just got two bags of pork bones, which we because of the festivities and Christmas and New Year, we've been way out of whack on our diet, what we normally eat, when we eat it, and of course we pigged out on all the wrong stuff, potato chips and stuff like that, which is enormously fattening and enormously unhealthy. So I actually still going against what many of you say, oh, don't get the canned stuff. The canned stuff, I like baked beans. I don't know what to do with the beans that they have here. They're not the same beans. So I got quite a few cans of baked beans, and I'm planning, my friend my friend Steve sent me a video showing how to cook a certain kind of baked bean and minced beef recipe in a bag, and I'll be doing that, but in a smaller quantity. One of the things that you might find as an expat coming here, you'll find that there are things that the Filipino believes you could get dynamite to them. It won't move. And we have a beautiful, if I just point over. Yes, so even dynamite, well, I had a little break in the video then, but even dynamite won't move any idea that they have. And even though we have, as you can see in the background, we have an actual brand new gas cooker which has never been switched on. It's still brand new. I think we got that over a year. We got the, it's actually, you have it on a gas bottle, and no, she won't use that. Beth won't use that because she feels that there might be a danger of an explosion or a fire, and who can say that she's wrong? But even we have a nice gas cooker for the top of the countertop, and she won't use that either. So we're actually struggling now. We'll have to buy another electric cooker. But anyway, we'll get by on what we've got. And it seemed like a good recipe, a little bit like chili, baked beans and chili and mince and all of that. So we're going to do that. What we have found, which for me was a huge thing, is that they actually do smoked bacon. So they've got what I call streaky bacon. And the last time I went there first, got the pack, which was 150 or 165, and I thought, well, that's okay, and I put that in the tray, and I got one other thing. When I got to the cash out, the lines were so horrendous, my timing was wrong for shopping, that I gave up, and I took the bacon back and put it back into the freezer, and the other thing as well, and gave up and walked out. But the next time I resolved it wasn't so bad. I wasn't going to have to wait too long, so I fished out another pack of smoked bacon. What I didn't do was look at the price, and the one that I took out was 600 pesos. I think a fraction over just 600 pesos. The problem being, in order to separate it and all of that and put it back in the freezer and all of that, we would have a real challenge to eat it all. We didn't do too badly, by the way. But anyway, this time I managed to find the same smaller pack of 150, 25 I think it is, and I bought 2 packs, one of which I'll be able to put in the freezer, and then we'll eat the other one, and the frozen one will still be fine. So what we got this time was pork bones. They came out at 104, 116, which seems slightly cheaper. Then the smoked bacon came out at 330, and then the canned stuff, which everybody disagrees with the canned stuff. I'm sure that they are true to that in their own kitchen. But I got some tuna adobo and some other different flavors which I got, and some corned beef, which can be made up in a very simple meal and very easily as well, with what's left over in the rice cooker. The next day we can use that and put it with tuna adobo, sometimes with baked beans. But now that we have bacon, baked beans is on the menu. For me, nobody else eats them. It's ironic. I mean, they really are good taste. And this time I got some corn kernels. you know, little tiny things in a can again for convenience. I bought the honey, and that was 301 to get the two, 301 pesos for the two, which is a lot of honey compared to what I've done in the past. And then I got Quaker instant oats in a smaller pack, so I got 3 of the packs. They're only 56 pesos, which is not even $1. So I got 3 of those. And then I got stuff like dishwashing liquid, and we've got some grapes and some cheese and stuff like that, all of which you can see. I really like these things. They're like healthy snack, very easy to peel, which is great. I always get best some grapes, and this is a very Filipino thing. Not every time, but when I go and do the shopping, I usually get some more towels. That's because when we send our laundry, our dirty laundry goes up to Nanai's old place, and that's where our washing machine is. We don't want to take that away from Nanai, so Vec, who is Nanai's housekeeper, does our laundry for us, and they send it back down. For some reason, no matter how many towels I buy, look, a lot of the time I'm convinced they don't come back. If I ask anybody, the Filipino ways, nobody knows anything. No. Well, what happened to them? Did they go in the wash? I don't know. Nobody knows. Of course, I have to have my Edam cheese. Actually, it's Eden here. And this is the Quaker. And just for a change, it's banana and honey flavour. And I got 3 of these. So there we go. The meat I won't take out. Well, I'll have to. But as I said, I only got 2 of these. There we are. That's for one meal. And another. There's the other one. That'll be one meal. And here's the bacon. Ooh, look at that. 165 was the bacon. And that gets you, let me see, 250 grams, which I think it may even only be one meal. I will suffer. There's the other one. Another one there. Same thing. Get rid of this. And then the rest. Here we are for our Quakers. And another one in there somewhere. Should be. Oh no, there's the 3. And then this is the stuff that's very easy to get. You don't have to use a tin opener. So tuna affrittado and baked beans. So that's really for me. If Beth didn't want to cook, if I had a tiny bit of rice, I could have these 2 together with a little bit of rice, and I would be satisfied with that. The other thing, this is up in around 100 or so, which is $2. Doesn't seem too bad. So that's our thing. I got quite a bit of canned stuff, smaller of the can. If I get the bigger can, and if by chance Beth decides that she's going to have some tuna caldereta in this case, and she's going to have some, she won't eat the entire can. So she opens this and eats half of it. With my foreigner sense of logic, I got a smaller can and maybe she'll eat the whole thing. So here, got some more. There's the whole kernels of corn. which I actually like. I used to eat that from the can. And here's my baked beans. So one of the things it's worth mentioning if you're an expat thinking of coming over, you'll have to set up some way of receiving your money. And the way that I've suggested in the past is the way that we've eventually decided is the best for us. Now, what lots of people do, I know that my friend Steve went in and did a much more, to me, complicated, but then I'm here and I'm on a full-time permanent residency, which requires me only to appear once to show them that I'm still alive and I haven't been put in prison for murder or something. So you need to find out how it is going to work for you best. Now, what we did when I first came over, I had an account in America. I hadn't changed anything of that other than to tell them, the bank, I am going to be in the Philippines for a little while, so you will be getting withdrawals from the Philippines, and it's okay. So my money would go to the American bank, Wells Fargo as it happened, would go to the Wells Fargo. I would have an ATM card. Now, if you're on a foreign bank, they will only allow you 10,000 pesos per withdrawal per day, which is really inconvenient, because when I bought this was 2,000, I think 2,500, something like that. Now, if you've, what was it? Yeah. That's another bill. Yeah, it was 2,200. Well, you pay that and you put a couple of thousand in gas into the truck or car, and just do a few things. That 10,000 is simply not enough. Now, if you go through, and the other thing is, not just that, but they will charge you, I think it had gone up to 250 pesos per withdrawal, in addition to whatever your bank in America or the UK will charge. So it can cost quite a bit, whereas if you do what we've done, and I have both of my pensions go into a Philippine bank. Now, there's many advantages for this. I haven't discovered any disadvantages for myself. You can have it direct debit into your bank account here. They just need to have the details to make that possible. So that's what we've done now. I can go to the ATM machine with my ATM card for my Philippine bank, and I can make as many withdrawals as I wish in 10,000 increments. So if it's just over 50,000 and I want to make 5, then I have to make 5 separate whole transactions, and I pay only something like 15 or 16, maybe 20 pesos per transaction, and that's it. So it's a big advantage. Plus, I can, as I said, I can go up to it's an ATM, so I can go up to whatever is in the bank. I can withdraw my whole pension if I so desire, which you can't do if you're operating from a bank in America, right? You can only do the 10,000 a day. Now, if you time it right so that you're making the first 10,000 in one time zone, and then the next one is when the time zone has changed in America and you're on a new day in America, not here, but a new day in America, you can make a second withdrawal of 10,000. That's what I heard other people doing. So there's that. So you need to get that organized before you come. The other thing that was a big disadvantage I felt operating through the American bank was that if anything happens to your card, you really are screwed. And something did happen to our card, my card, and it was a huge hassle. For some reason, the bank went totally stupid and sent my new card to my old address. What I told them was my old address. They said, yes, well, we sent it. Well, where did you send it? Well, we sent it to your old address. Well, it's called my old address because I don't live there anymore. And believe it or not, when I said, look, this is a really stressful situation. I'm stuck here and I haven't got any money. I need my card to get money. I haven't got any money. And the woman on the other said, well, haven't you got any friends that you can borrow money from? I said, I have money. I just need to get it. And it's in your bank. So anyway, that's my vent on other subjects, even while I'm talking about getting groceries. So this is a fair amount of food. If I show you what it looks like, I think you can see it. Look, it's a fair amount of food, and work it out, it's really only just over 2,000 pesos. It seems like good value. It's still, I think, still very much cheaper than, far cheaper in fact, I think, than trying to live in the US. Okay, well, you can share this and it would be a big help to us if you do, because such is the algorithms, and in with that recipe of algorithms you've got censorship, and censorship is upon us here in my channel, because a while ago I dared to write about or to speak about things like artificial intelligence and how nothing is ever quite as it seems, which everybody now knows. Every time I look at a picture which looks like an old castle in Scotland, somebody will say, AI, I'm really amazed that you people can't see that it's AI. So now it's all out in the open. But when I spoke about it before, it wasn't. And that was at a time when you had to be very, very careful about how you code worded COVID. And that even looks like it might come back. But now, instead of it being completely forbidden to mention that word, you were not allowed to mention that word. And when I did, I was put in jail on Facebook once, but I've had it where YouTube has simply deleted the video. So they just delete it. Now, the next weapon they have in their armament of weapons to punish creators on YouTube is that they can quietly censor what you do by making it so that not many people see what you're doing. So they limit the amount that your video goes out to the friends. And I'm sure that probably the majority of who are watching this right now, their math is better than mine. But our total number of subscribers is, I think, 262,000 subscribers. And sometimes we get 1,000 views. that doesn't sound like a workable formula to me. How could it work out that way? We are being quietly, someone said, ghost censored, as in we don't know they're there, but we're certainly feeling it, you know, like a dose of the wind. Anyway, please share, please like and comment. The more that you comment, no matter if it's a few words of I didn't like that, or I loved it, that was good, that wasn't as good as you, whatever you say, it helps. And we are here, and we're still here after what must be close on 10 years of bringing some kind of entertainment to the people that watch us. Thanks for looking in.